If you're new to my channel, before you even continue this video, go right down there, subscribe, like, and leave a comment at the end, okay? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasha, and this is Purple Tea. As you can tell by the title, it's story time, y'all. And in advance, I want to apologize for this ring light in my glasses. If you wear glasses, you know all about the reflection, okay? So, quick side note, y'all, I was cleaning up my house, you know, it's Sunday, you know, everybody want to clean up, typical Sundays, whatever. So I'm cleaning up, going around different room to room, I'm cleaning up, and I'm like, find these little seeds, and I'm like, what are these little seeds? Like, what is this from? Find one in my room. Okay, what the hell is this? Go in my son's room, find them in there. I'm like, bro, this little boy and his apples. My baby love apples, so it gotta be from the apple. Anyway, I just had to tell you that, like, any other moms out there who kid be having snacks and stuff, and when you clean up, you just find little crumbs and shit everywhere. I hate bugs, so I can't stand that. But anyway, toddler mom life. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about being pregnant during COVID-19. Yes, so I gave birth last year during all this COVID bullcrap. So first of all, I just want to say, for anybody who is pregnant right now during all this COVID and all that, I commend you, because it's really, being pregnant for one is really hard, but being pregnant during COVID is even harder. I would say being pregnant during COVID for me was very, very lonely. I said that because I pretty much had to go to all of my doctor's appointments, my OB appointments, all that by myself. And my boyfriend was not allowed to come to any of my appointments, like, at all. Like, he was only able to come to when we did the ultrasound, when I did the ultrasound to find out the gender. That's the only time he was ever able to come with me to the hospital. Now, okay, so now last year when I was pregnant, like I said, every single one of my doctor's appointments I went to by myself. Luckily, I was pretty healthy because I did not go to all of my appointments. I did not go to every single OBGYN appointment that you're supposed to go to when you're pregnant. I did not have to go to all of those. I would have rather go to every single appointment like I did with my first son, because that's what I was used to. So anyway, it was really lonely, y'all. I mean, I was at every single appointment, just sitting there. I mean, if you're a mom, you have a kid, you know, you just sitting there, laying on the table, getting your checkup, busting it wide open for the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there, like, with no support. I mean, they're like, oh, just FaceTime, but he's still not here. FaceTime is totally different from the person being in the room with you, supporting you. I don't know what's wrong with these doctors, but I don't know. And I guess I understand. I mean, I completely understand why the rules were the rules. And I was not going to be the one to sit up there and argue with why this or why that, why this or why that, because I'm in the healthcare field myself, and I guess I understand both sides, being on the healthcare side as an employee and also being a patient. Let's just say I did not like being a patient, y'all, at all. Like, at all, okay? So pretty much my 9 months of pregnancy, they went by really smooth. Everything was pretty much smooth for the most part. I mean, it was a little awkward not going to every single appointment. And, you know, I had almost, I'm like, oh, you know, he's not moving this much, or he's not moving that much, or, you know, little things like that. But overall, he was really healthy. I did have to do a stress test this pregnancy that I didn't have to do last pregnancy, which threw me way off because I wasn't used to it at all. But all that went through. I had like 2 appointments where I had to do the stress test, but after 2 appointments, everything was fine. My baby was healthy, and we checked all boxes. So we're gonna fast forward to delivery. So delivery was crazy. Like, I cannot wait to tell my son how he was born during a pandemic, okay? So first of all, y'all, My baby was due on the, he was due to, wait. Yeah, so he was due on the 30th of July. He came July 29th, early in the morning, talking 4 a.m. My last doctor's appointment that Wednesday on the 28th. And me and my doctor was talking, you know, I'm like, you know, yes, girl, I'm ready to get him out of here. Like, I'm over it. I'm done. Like, I'm over it. She's like, girl, no. So we sitting up here, we scheduling the induced date for next week, you know, all that yada, yada, yada. And we both was like, I bet as soon as you schedule this induced date, he gonna come. And I'm like, I already know he is. I already know. This is me and my OBGYN go back and forth. So, I go home. I'm cool. I'm chilling, you know. I go home from the OBGYN. The day continues normal. Run a couple errands. And we go back to the house. So, I go to sleep that night around like 10 or 11. Feeling kind of weird. Like, my body just feels different. So, I went to sleep knowing like, this ain't right. So, I woke back up at about, I want to say, 2 o'clock in the morning. No, it had to be like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I woke up about 3:30 a.m. and I was not feeling good at all. My stomach was hurting and everything. So I woke up at 3:30 a.m. having very bad. Yes, so I woke up at like 3:30 a.m. Oh, sorry. But yes, y'all. So I woke up at like 3:30 a.m. My stomach was hurting. Here we go, y'all. My contractions were started. So literally, these bad boys were back to back to back. I was like, this ain't right. I'm calling on call OBGYN ASAP. So I call her. I'm like, yada, 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 yada. She's like, oh, so when did these contractions start happening? I'm like, at 3:30. She's like, oh, so that was only like 10 minutes ago. And I said, yes, but they've been back to back. I'm talking like 2 minutes apart. She's like, okay, well, how about we just wait a little bit and let's just see if they're real. And I'm in my head like, girl, real? You don't feel what I feel right now because this is real, okay? So I'm like, okay, so how long do you expect me to wait before I come to the hospital? She's like, maybe about 2 hours. 2 hours. I said, okay, thank you, goodbye. Hang up the phone, wake my boyfriend up like, hey, wake up, I'm having contractions, they close, we about to get up out of here in a second. He's like, okay, babe, okay. I'm like, okay. Y'all know how dudes are in the middle of the night when you waking them up. They slow. So he was moving very freaking slow. Whatever. So I try to come back into the room, lay back down a little bit, boom, there it is again, another contraction. But this one was terrible. I'm talking, y'all, at this point, they were so back to back, I could barely even walk. Like, I couldn't even walk. So I'm trying to make it back to the room. So my boyfriend like, yo, get up. Like, get up. Like, it's time. Forget what she said. Like, we're going to the hospital now. Meanwhile, he's getting ready like a turtle. Like, he was moving so slow, y'all. And I'm just in pain while he's moving slow. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm like, call my aunt, call your mom, call my aunt. Like, we need reinforcement. Call them. They can help us get ready. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, babe, I'm okay. Like, y'all. So I'm in pain. I could barely even get dressed. My aunt finally comes, helps me get dressed because I'm telling y'all, I really could not move. Like, my contractions were so close, I didn't have a moment to really move, to really get myself dressed and ready for the hospital. Luckily, I had already had my hospital bag packed and we was already good to go. So my aunt came, his mom came. You know, they got my 3-year-old together. We got all that together. Y'all. So I'm downstairs. My aunt helps me downstairs because I could barely even walk. She helped me down the steps. I'm trying to make it to the couch so I can sit down, waiting for my boyfriend. What was he doing, y'all? Packing his game. Yes. He was packing his freaking game. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, dude, this is not like the first pregnancy. Like, this is not like the first birth with our firstborn, okay? This is way different. He did not understand that. He did not understand that at all. And it was so frustrating, but I was in pain, having contractions. I I couldn't explain that in the moment. In the moment I couldn't explain it. I was ready to go. Finally make it to the car. I'm in the car. I'm screaming. I'm yelling. I'm like, in my head, like, this is very different. Like, I'm like, this feels really, really different from when I had my baby, my firstborn. So I'm just like, oh, this don't feel right. So we in the car, we driving, we getting there, and I'm just in pain, y'all. I'm telling you, the contractions were probably 30 seconds apart at this time. And my boyfriend was going so freaking slow. I've never seen him drive this slow before, and we've been together for years. I've never seen him drive this slow. But on this day that I was giving birth to his second son, he decided to drive so freaking slow. We finally make it to the hospital. Like, just pull up to the emergency room. Just pull up to the ER. Y'all, my boyfriend ran to get me a wheelchair. The security guard came out with a wheelchair, and literally, I could not move. I could not move. Like, at this point, the security guard realizes, like, oh, this lady is in labor. Like, it's go time. So he tells my boyfriend, like, hey, man, I'll help her inside. You just go and you just park the car. So my boyfriend goes, park the car. The security guard, he pulls me up to the registration. Remind y'all, I told y'all I was a healthcare worker, right? Okay, yes. So, you know, COVID-19, everybody got to wear a mask, no matter what, especially in the hospital, da-da-da. That's fine. I understand that. But I am in active labor. Okay? Active labor. I cannot control anything that my body is going through right now. Nothing at all. So he pulled me up to the registration lady. She talking slow. I can't even say nothing because I'm in pain and I'm having contractions, and they were that close. They were that close together that I couldn't even talk. So I knew I knew she needed information, my name, my number, all that. So I just, you know, as politely as I could, I just kind of like just handed her. She's like, hello, what's your name? I'm like, I just politely as I could handed her ID. Like, here you go. Here's my information. Like, here, just check me in. She's like, ma'am. Here, can you put this mask on? Can you put this mask on? Can you put this mask on? And I'm just like, do you not see me in this wheelchair, rocking back and forth, out of my mind, can barely even breathe, telling you like something is weird, something is off, like my body feels weird, I'm about to give birth, like I can feel my baby coming, all that. But all you can say is, man, we need to put your mask on, need to put your mask on, need to put your mask on. Bro, y'all all got on masks. For this 1 second, me being in labor could have been more important than me putting on this mask, because all y'all got on masks, so we good. Okay, we good. Long story short, y'all, I had to tell them, well, I couldn't tell them nicely. I politely yelled and said, I am in labor, my baby is coming, and I'm pushing right now. I told them, because I'm like, I'm pushing right now. Literally, my body was just pushing. Like, I'm pushing right now. Like, I could not barely even sit up straight, any of that. I'm like, I'm pushing. I can't help it. I can't. Like, I just can't. Here comes somebody from the back, like, hold on, don't push. Sis, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean don't push? If my baby wants to come out, he's going to come out. I can't stop him from coming out. What? So finally, after I blurt that out, finally they push me back to the little room in the back of the ER. I'm scared to get up on my wheelchair because I feel like my baby's head is like right there, like at the opening, like about to come out. So everybody, so I go in, so many people, and I'm like, oh snap, I see these people in these OR scrubs, and I'm like, oh shoot, hopefully I don't see nobody I know. Anyway, so that's going through my head very quickly. So anyway, so they get me onto the table. Literally, y'all, this is my first time ever in the ER, and like it was so much going on. I really couldn't tell you who was who. Like, it was just stuff everywhere, and I was out of my mind, in pain. I was not seeing clearly, speaking clearly, nothing. So I was just, everything was just all over the place. So basically, the guy, I'm in the back, I'm in another little room, and I guess they were just like waiting for some the people up from the labor delivery room to come down and get me. At this point, nobody realizes that we passed that. Nobody realizes that I don't have time to make it up to nobody's labor and delivery unit, okay? The resident, like I said, the ER resident, they're trying to get me to open my legs. They're like, man, can you open your legs? Be still, be still, be still. If I could be still, I would be still. So meanwhile, all these people in there trying to prop me up, prop my legs open. So the ER resident, he's trying to go down there so he can look and see, like, how far am I dilated? Where's the baby? Y'all, all I know is he lifted up my little gown, looked, and I just hear him say, where's OB? Like, he's like, where is OB? Like, how far are they? And in that moment, I was like, oh, yeah, it's time. So the dude's like, are there any stirrups on this bed? Like, no, baby, there's not stirrups. This is a cot. There's no stirrups on a cot, okay? This is a itty-bitty little bed, little stretcher. They call it a stretcher, too. It's a stretcher, okay? There's no stirrups on here. So, basically, my baby was ready. He was there. He was there. So, in this moment, I'm like, I'm about to give birth in the ER. So I had to give birth alone with strangers because I was already dilated completely. My baby our head was already there. He basically I just had to push and had to let him come out. I don't even know, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, there was so much going on. There was somebody trying to throw IV in my arm. They tried to prop my butt up. People had to hold, it was like 3-4 people on each side that had to hold my legs. And I was like, I'm pushing. They're like, no, wait. I'm like, I'm pushing. I can't help it. And at this point, they're like, oh shoot, we're gonna have to catch this baby. She don't want to hold the baby. We're gonna have to catch the baby. Like, telling this story now, I'm just like, I can't believe it's really happened to me. So, boom. 2 pushes later, I pushed my baby out. No drugs, no nothing. I didn't get no epidural. I didn't have a chance to get anything. My baby was ready. I was already pushing him out. Not trying to, but he was already making me push him out, so I couldn't do nothing but do what he wanted me to do and do what my body was wanting me to do. So basically, here comes my baby. I pushed him out. He was beautiful. But y'all, after I gave that last push, I thought I passed out. I, real life, thought that I had passed out right then and there. But I came back to life, caught my breath, and I got sad because, it was a stranger cutting the cord, and that was supposed to be for my boyfriend to cut. And so anyway, I was very sad that my boyfriend was not able to be there to cut the cord or any of that. So, but I was happy that I was able to deliver a healthy baby boy. This boy came out 8 pounds, okay? 8 pounds solid. And I could tell, it felt like down there, it felt like he was huge, okay? But anyway, gave birth, pushed him out. So finally, I make it up to the labor delivery floor. My baby right behind me. I make it up there, and so my boyfriend finally makes it up. Like they're finally letting him back, and he makes it up to the room. And they meet him at the door, and I can see them, and they're like, "Congratulations." He like, "What? Congratulations?" He walk in the room, and he's just like in shock, like, what? Like, you had the baby? Like, already you had the baby? And I'm like, yes, babe. Like, I'm sorry. I'm crying. I'm like, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. He was coming out of the animal. He's like, babe, it's fine. But like, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't believe you had the baby. And I'm like, I can't believe I had a baby either, babe. By myself, no epidural, no nothing. In the ER. Okay? In the ER. It was crazy. I did not expect that at all. Life is unpredictable. Life is very unpredictable. If I compare my first pregnancy to my second pregnancy, it was the total opposite. But yes, y'all, so that is my crazy birth story during COVID-19. Thank you for listening. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned because Purple Tea got more tea for your ears. Okay?